Hello Aries, and welcome to your weekly love reading for couples from the 30th to the 5th of February. Aries, I'm ready to go. Quick update in terms of the planetary alignments. We do have a new moon in the sign of Aquarius on the 5th, the 4th or the 5th of February, depending on where you are in the world. This is going to be a fabulous new moon. So if you're wanting to start anything or get anything off the ground, this is the ideal time to do so. More importantly, it's the best time to manifest anything new. Start a vision board, put down pen to paper what you're hoping to achieve this year. So really good energy for doing that. Okay, let's get started with your reading. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups for me in a couple's love reading speaks about like a resurrection, like a refresh, a restart. You know when you can be with someone for a little while and things tend to kind of get like a little bit, what's the best word? Not boring, but just stale. Well, this is kind of like a regeneration. And what's really cool is that underneath that you have the Six of Swords. So I feel like you're moving away from maybe a tough month. If I remember correctly, yeah, so your last reading I had down a lot of stuff about money and that making things feel a little bit tight. And what's really funny is that the bottom of the deck, so this is showing me your past, you have the Two of Pentacles. So it was showing me you juggling material things, either work and money, and that was quite stressful, and now you're moving out of that. And look, you know, money stress is one of the biggest issues when it comes to relationships in my personal experience and in, you know, the experience that I have with coaching and dealing with others. So I feel like you're kind of moving out of that areas and now it's making you lighter. There is a lot going on in terms of Uranus and where that's moving in your chart, and it's moving into the sign of Taurus. So I feel like things are going to lighten up for you. You start off this time period, so the 30th until the 5th of Jan. So, sorry, the 5th of Feb, my goodness, with the King of Pentacles and the Princess of Cups. Now, I will say you have a lot of people in your spread, Aries. So I don't know what you're doing. I don't know whether you're still entertaining. I know for those that are in Australia, we just had Australia Day, so maybe you've still got people visiting. It's back to school for our school return, so, you know, maybe your kids are going back to school. Or maybe it's just there's a lot of celebration going on. To give you an idea, in this spread, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 court cards in one tiny little spread, a weekly spread. So there's a lot going on in terms of people and your connections. Now, in terms of signs, I have King of Wands, so fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, that could be representing you. I have King of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And then I have a Knight of Pentacles and 3 pages. Now, pages, Princess of Cups, are all about messengers. They bring messages, right? Cups representing emotions, love, that kind of thing. So maybe your partner is an earth sign and you're getting a message of love. Maybe you've lightened up and they're actually being quite sweet and loving towards you as you go into this week. It could also represent something coming from a boss or a leader. But I really feel like, or even your child, so maybe you have a water sign child or you could have an earth sign child because you have the Page of Pentacles underneath it. If not, I feel like it's like something like a job well done from your boss at work. And if it's not a boss, if you're your own boss, then it could be someone that you're in business with that comes along and kind of says, you know, you're doing really well, Aries. Let's go into partnership and do this together, or let's go and look at something else. It's quite a beautiful energy, okay? The Princess of Cups can also speak about an apology. So if you have been a little bit tough on your partner lately and maybe you've noticed that, you know, they've been a bit quiet or distant, because I'm getting that kind of energy as well, this is your invitation to just, you know, say sorry, apologize, and be like, look, I've just been really stressed and under the pump with work. I feel like you're very much becoming grounded this week again. It's like after that lunar eclipse that was in Leo, which is your sister sign, it would have had an effect on you. It would have closed out a chapter. And I think for you, I'm just trying to remember what area that was for you in your chart. Obviously, this is a general reading, but I think it had a lot to do with money for you. I am an Aries moon and an Aries rising, so I resonate with that as well. I'm just trying to have a look. But I feel like it had to do with a lot with money and, yeah, destiny, money, and kind of karma around that kind of thing. So I feel like you're letting that go, and now you're stepping into, you know, being able to expand when it comes to your business and getting some recognition, Aries, for the hard work that you've done. Now, as you get closer to the weekend and, you know, we enter into February, which I still can't believe we're already in February, you have more earth energy with your fire. So maybe your partner has earth energy in their chart, but this is like an offer coming in, and it's from a Knight of Wands. So maybe when it comes to love and your intimate relationship, maybe it's your boss giving you an offer or you giving an offer to your boss. But I feel like what this is that you could be actually saying to your partner, let's go take that trip that we've been wanting to do for a little while, or let's go explore the world, because you actually do have the world energy here underneath this, right? So the world for me, in a relationship reading, speaks about a few things, okay? In its spiritual essence, the world speaks about closing karmic cycles. So we're not talking about, I'm talking about these eclipses for you and ending that cycle of money being a bit of a challenge. That's been something that's going on for a short amount of time, for 2 years. I know that doesn't seem short, but it's short. This is stuff that's been going on for many lifetimes, okay? So it could be that you've ended a particular cycle when it comes to some karmic stuff that you've needed to deal with from previous lives, or this could just be, at another basic term, especially with the Knight of Pentacles, you're saying to your partner, let's go traveling. The World card can represent wanting to take a trip, going overseas. You could very well be traveling this week, but I feel like it's more planning. You're actually planning a trip with your partner, or you're saying, let's go plan a trip later on in the year. Especially with these pages, because the pages are messages. It's like, you now have the money, or you now have the time, you've done the research, and you're ready to do something that's going to bring you joy and fun. Definitely, I see some of you planning for a trip. What's interesting is at the bottom of the reading, as you're going into next week, we have the card of the alien. So as you're coming into like the 5th and the 6th of midweek next week of Feb, this is the Hermit in traditional tarot, okay? And it speaks about being a little bit introspective. So it's really quite interesting energy. I just want to show you this, and you can see it with the colors, right? On one hand, you start off this week feeling really light and loving and really open. And then as you get into like that new moon energy, it's like you're doing a little bit of introspection. What I feel like this is for you, Aries, is really getting clear on your year and how you want things to start. This new moon will be in the sign of Aquarius, so it's not your new moon just yet. It's not quite your birthday, right? It's Aquarius season. But I feel like for you, this is a very big new moon for you about starting the new year. If you didn't set intentions and kind of put out to the universe what you want at the January new moon that was in Capricorn, then I feel like this is going to be the one for you. And often when we ask, or we sit down and we start thinking about what we want to bring into our lives, and we spend that time in trying to do that, that's when we actually, need a moment to ourselves to think about, okay, where am I going? Like you might have just turned 50, for example, and you're like, okay, what does that mean for me now? My kids are growing up, they've moved out of home. What does that look like? Or maybe you have just recommitted to your partner after having a really stressful time and thinking that you were going to leave, and now it's like taking a pause and a breath to reconsider how that looks now. It's a beautiful week though. Lots of people, either you've got lots of kids and your kids are around you, or you've got lots of people at work. I mean, I have 2 kings here, King of Pentacles and King of Wands. But what's interesting is that either way, it looks really grounded. It looks really solid. You've drawn the card of Yin. So let me give you the additional guidance from the book. So this card speaks about being a little bit passive when it comes to a relationship, which is hard for you, Aries, because you are the leader of the zodiac, right? You are the entrepreneur. The essential meanings are, feminine kind of principle of receiving, being open to receive. It's very much this card, and if you have a look at the colors, you can kind of see the purple and everything flowing through. The relationship message says, let others take the lead right now. Your power lies in small gestures, soft awareness, and conscious surrender. By yielding the reins, you will find yourself effortlessly moving closer to what you truly desire. Permit others to tell you who they are and who they can be by allowing their actions to speak about them. You'll be pleasantly surprised. So it's really about this week taking a step back, and that's not surprising as you come into that introspection that I was seeing here. But taking a step back, taking a pause, and just enjoying your family, enjoying your friends, enjoying your partner, okay? I really want you to use the energy of this week, this beautiful kind of floaty energy, to not have to be in control. You don't have to make the decisions. Let your partner make them for you. All right, Aries, that was your reading for this week. I hope you found it helpful. I wish you much love and light. Take care.